I want it to be known that I had to redo that whole last mission. Hooray. No! My drug dealer!
Wait here. What happened?
And we don't have our privateer suit anymore.
Easy, over. Shit. Dr. E, Earnhardt.
Oh, he's not looking too good. Oh man, what happened to you?
Yes.
I haven't
Where
seen
are
you
they?
in like
Where are my
5
friends?
chapters. Your mole's still 3D.
Out
And
the
your wrinkles.
jungle warriors. I'm sorry. They carried your friends to the temple.
You couldn't just offer them drugs? They sure do like giving me a bunch of that. Yeah, I feel like the writers kind of forgot about him. And oh, alright, hey, can we get rid of this guy real quick? Yeah.
Understand. I need to get to the temple.
I mean, I kind of do, but if you don't, I'm not going to spoil it, I guess. Hey, the shop still works. Buy some ammo. No, did they... No! Oh. Most important part. Oh. $6, let's go. I couldn't get that any time before, by the way, because, you know, this door was closed anytime except the cutscene I was in here. And I couldn't interact with it during the cutscene. I don't even think I can go into the cave. Oh no, it's blown up. Even though I could very easily climb over that. Alright,
Riley, we have to go now.
let's get out of here. I know you still got that gunshot wound, but you know, we got priorities here.
Stay close, Riley.
Or he'll just be there. Oh no, he's walking. I'm running, but he's walking. Oh no, here he comes. Hey man, what's going on here?
Where is everyone?
You guys killed my dealer? You don't do that. Also, man, there's gonna be a lot of carbon monoxide poisoning with this much smoke.
Citra, what have you done with my friends?
I'm glad you returned victorious.
Hey! Where are you taking him?
I'm helping you.
Oh great, more mystical drugs.
Look at you. Big, strong, powerful. Why would you want to go back to what you were? Now, you are perfect. It is my fault. I let you live with all these burdens. The bath purified you, but the cleansing is not complete.
What do you mean?
Love you, Jason. But you do not let me give you all my love. I know how hard this must be. It hurts me to watch you in pain.
Citra.
I only want to help you. To love you for who you are. To worship the man you have become. It will all be over soon. I will lead you onto the dais, and you will be free of your past. And then I'll be yours.
Citra.
Alright, firstly, well, two things. Firstly, man, anybody who's taken an intro to criminal psychology or even just, I don't know, watch an episode of Cops knows where this behavior's going. Not very well for us.
Walk the path of the warrior.
And two, this is not how drug trips work.
Only the strongest survive.
They are not engineered to show certain visions.
Are powerful, like those who came before you.
Knives take people away, they don't bring them back.
Lisa?
Warrior you are! I know you shot Faust in the back!
I don't even think,
Powerful warrior. You
I'm not
deserve
even
the
sure
final
if
battle.
Voss is, you know, dead.
They will all fall at your feet.
Oh hey, there she is again.
Carrying all these weapons and have all these weird tattoos.
You think you're a warrior because you collected those tattoos on your arm? I'm defeating them, Jason!
Alright.
This is your island.
Can't fall off. I've seen if it was very apparent that they did not do much with the outside, but they cleaned it up alright.
You are living in a fantasy world. I'm going to erase all of it.
I am pretty sure all the but no one has been disagreeing on the fact that this has been a very traumatizing experience for almost everybody involved. So even these somehow engineered hallucinations really aren't hitting the mark.
Your progress, your data, everything you have done on this island will be erased. You are ready, warrior. Here is your place.
Yeah, notice how they keep saying erased and deleted? That's a bit of leaning on the fourth wall.
No, Jason, please, 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 Jason, no, no.
Good ending or bad ending? Yeah. Thank you for the choice.
Why must you leave? You will stop being a warrior, a hero. Your friends, they will move on. Have kids and boring lives. Stay here. The jungle will always be there for you. You will always be king. With them gone, you never have to leave.
The king of what? Some crappy
This
trees and
violence
this
is over.
dump?
I'm done. No more blood.
Jason, look at me.
This isn't exactly the Hamptons up in
Stay
here.
with me. You don't need any of them. You are powerful on your own.
Now we're gonna need some group therapy after this one.
I love you.
Jason!
Hey
What is
Dennis.
wrong with you?
Man, I haven't seen you either.
She saved me! She saved all of us! And you reject her love!
I don't... Ah.
I love you. Don't leave me.
I'm sorry.
Maybe a little bit more blood. Wait, you haven't been wearing shoes this whole time? Dude. That must hurt.
Safata. Citra. Citra, please. Do not leave me, please. Citra, I am sorry. Citra, please don't leave me.
Well. We had quite a depopulation event here.
I've killed so many people, I've lost count. I can't come back from this. I'm a monster. I can feel the anger inside me. But I am still somewhere inside me more than that. Better than that.
Yeah, like I said, he's going to be in group therapy for a long, long time. I mean, in hindsight, it might not have been that hard to see that the Rock Yacht were, you know, completely manipulating Jason kind of the whole time. With all their hype talks of, yeah, man, go out there and be a warrior. Go get back your friends. And then, once we, you know, got most of our friends back, they started going, well, you know, you got them back, cool. But don't you want to go stab some people? I mean, originally that wasn't too bad of an idea because, you know, we were stabbing up pirates and, you know, as the CIA guy said, Willis, you know, tearing apart the biggest slave trading ring in the Southern Pacific. You know, that's cool. Man, this music is getting a little rough, a little loud. Alright. But, you know, then, I mean, the turning point, the turn around point was when we found Riley. Then Jason started coming back. Dennis could see that. Called up us on the phone and said, hey man, just focus on killing some people. And you know, that's not this whole arc of Jason and the characters around him that affected him and made him not only become a murderous psychopath, but also got him to come back around into being, you know, only a traumatized past murdery psychopath. Well, I don't know. He said he liked killing, so I don't know how he's going to adapt very well back in SoCal. That's not that complex of an arc, but you know what? It's Ubisoft, and it's a pretty clean arc. It works. So I'm going to give him a few points for that. The game is dated. Yes, there are definitely better options now. Like newer Far Cry's. Well, I got my opinions about the newer Far Cry's, but anyways. And with a lot of open world games these days, you can trace back quite a bit of lineage to Far Cry 3. It definitely wasn't the first open world game that had this, you know, first person shooter plus places to take plus, you know, enemies patrolling the areas around the post. You know, you could, those were very old ideas, but it put it in a more streamlined package. And that's what I call this game, especially compared to Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2 was at best an experiment of just how gritty can we make a game. And oh man, it definitely did that. This was a lot more user-friendly, which does kind of make it a little bit boring, especially at the end game when we just got, you know, explosive sniper rifle, the scope, just suppressed assault rifle, Semi-automatic shotgun. You know, yeah, it did get kind of boring there. Like, heavies are the biggest threat, but you know, I either just pop them with a shotgun tube or put a Ralphus round through their gut. But those original moments where, you know, you're worried that a bear or a leopard could come out and attack you, and they are quite a threat at that point when you got like an STG-90 and a 1911, that's when the game really shined. Then they got rid of Voss, then they gave you a bunch of, you know, high-end weapons. And while they were definitely pushing the difficulty curve up to it, you know, as long as you could aim a scoped weapon, you were always a good 2 paces above that difficulty curve. So, I mean, I did play it on medium, but I remember that still being the case on master, because I would just have either a suppressed M700 and a suppressed MS16, or at the end of the game a suppressed Z93, and I just sit back and just shoot people, because all it affects is the damage. Like, sure, each bullet does like 2 bars of health, so, you know, getting up 2 feet in front of people isn't a good idea, but you know, it isn't on any difficulty because they can knock you down. But still, you could cheese it very easily. I think especially the MS16, the M14, that thing is kind of a disc 1 nuke, as if you get it as soon as you can. I kind of held off on getting the cheesy weapons until you know, heavy started showing up and more defenders. Mainly because I wanted to, you know, try them all out. But it was fun. It's fun. The story dropped off when they got rid of Voss. The second island just is not as good. That's obvious. I guess you could say, well, the first island, you know, a bunch of jungles, Jason being lost in a jungle, and the second island, him being more open and used to it, so it kind of, the geography kind of reflects that. It's, you know, that doesn't. The game's got good themes, but I'm not going to overindulge in them and use them as excuses for kind of just boring areas. In hindsight, a lot of the outposts aren't that. They only, at most, they had what, like 10 people in them? I wish they were bigger. Especially towards the end of the game. Which I guess that's what reinforcements are for, but again, the Bushmen. Which those endgame weapons are supposed to be overpowered, but not to where I can just cheese the game a lot. Motion capture specialists, you guys did incredible. Anyways, the story, right? That's what I was talking about. Michael Mando, I believe his name was, for Voss, you know, kind of held up the antagonist rung of the ladder. Buck was a pretty good antagonist. Hoyt is just generic drug lord number 792, really. His speech is about product, like, that's interesting to see that point of view, as in he sees slave trading as just like a contact lens sending it around the world as a product. But especially at the poker game, he was like talking about how his system is supposed to work where Jason's work for Hoyt's. And at that point it lost me. It's like, I want to shoot you. I don't care about your business. Hey, look at the voice act. Yeah, Michael Mando. They all did a good job. And the other people. You know, all the pirates were voiced by the same person. I never mentioned that before. Yeah, you can definitely hear the the accent of that one voice throughout all the pirates. Is there anything else really to say? Right, you know, except the rating. I think any other details. Oh yeah, I don't like how it's not working for modern computers. Like that. I get, you know, old games might not be optimized for modern architecture, but a lot of well, not a lot of times. Sometimes you can just brute force it with a lot of graphical power. And then there's this game, like what the heck? Whenever a fire would happen, the frame rate would cut in half. Other than that, 7 out of 10. It's a good game. Worth playing, sure. You can point out a lot of things in this game, but like, oh! Other games do that too. And also, it's not just a thing to look back on, it's also, you know, it's a good game. It's not gonna wow you. It was a really good game for its time. I made back in 2012, I probably would have given this like an 8 out of 10. In hindsight, like I try not to put in a bunch of hindsight, but looking at how much fun did I have with it, how enjoyable was it, it's a 7 out of 10. It really underutilized some of the best characters, like, well, like all the characters really. I get it's not that much of a character-driven story. The setting has a lot to do with it, and also, you know, it's really just an excuse to shoot people. But people like Earnhardt, Oliver, Keith, even like Voss, who's the poster child of the game, really didn't show up too much, even though every time he did, I really just liked hearing him. I get that that's a lot because it's motion captured, those cutscenes are. And especially back in these days, that was stupid expensive. But I mean, come on. And in later games, they're gonna, like, halfway fix that by having the enemies, you know, the big bad guys, call you up on the radio. That doesn't fill in the gap. Yeah, this Far Cry, this modern Far Cry formula, if you'll just like go grab, if you like got a bookshelf of games, just go grab a Far Cry game, Far Cry 3 and after. I'm pretty sure all but like Primal and Blood Dragon, which Blood Dragon probably has the antagonist there, but it's not the main focus. The main focal point is the antagonist. Far Cry 4, 5, New Dawn, 6. I don't even think on any of those, no, on none of those is the protagonist shown. So the fact that this antagonist, Voss, is kind of underutilized. Buck was a cool enemy, cool guy to hate, but not really that much more than that. Kind of discount Boss, and then Hoyt, you know, again, he's kind of boring. And I get that, you know, the story is about Jason moving away from his friends, especially during the first or the like middle third of the game. But again, especially Oliver and Keith, like why were they even in there? Why weren't they just another beanie guy, to be honest? Because They were a goal to grab. They were literally damsels in distress. And not much more than that. Really just, again, an excuse to, what's a fire team? Fire pro your team. What is all that? Like their different development. Is that how they structure their teams? Okay. Like, those two guys were really just an excuse for us to shoot people. Oliver was a reason for us to get kind of introduced to Hoyt and to listen to, was it dubstep? I think it was, while we burned down weed fields. Keith was a reason for us to interact with Buck. Which, yeah, you're supposed to have that link. Because it's a story, it should be linked together, but they really just felt shallow. I get that not everybody is supposed to be the main, be part of the main cast, but I don't know. I just feel like the story could have been itself without them. And even like Daisy and Lisa, who definitely had a lot more screen time, definitely were more importance. Also, like, you save them, maybe you talk with them a few more times, and that's it. I also still don't know how they got that boat in the water. That's a big boat. How do you push that in there? How do you even get it out of there? Because wasn't it caved in? Inside that, you know, cave? Or at least there were like stalactites and stalagmites blocking the outside. There was some kind of wall of rock there that blocked me from going out through the water side of the cave. Oh man, how many people worked on this game? Yeah, it's a AAA game, but I don't really know what else to say. DNA team, what kind of naming schemes do they have there? I get that you have to, you know, create production teams and all that good stuff, but oh man, are you gonna go through the whole of Montreal? You hadn't already? Oh, it's just the directors? Okay. Massive Entertainment? Oh man, forget this. Yeah, they had quite a few development teams on this game. End game. Return to the island and continue exploring? Okay. And that's it. Explore the island or look for new missions. Explore the island or look for new missions. Can't get in there. We can go up around the cliffs and enter it. Really isn't worth it. Well, that was Far Cry 3. Next up will be Crysis 3, and then Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and then 4. Yep.